What is up, everyone? Hello and welcome to ROG Pulse, your inside look at what's happening behind the scenes here at the Republic of Gamers. Today, we are diving straight in and talking about laptops. In specific, we're going to be talking about which laptops might be the best choice for those upcoming college students, the recent high school graduates. If you're looking to buy a laptop, we're going to give you guys a breakdown as to, some of the best options out there, but there are some key differences. These are all great machines that we're talking about today, right? There's some key differences that may resonate more with some types of users or even some different, degrees and professions those students may be going towards. So, Robert, what are some of those key variables that might separate these devices?
There's a lot of stuff you gotta look out for, but I think the big 3, at least what we're gonna be discussing, portability, screen size, and performance. Those are the ones you wanna think about, right? You wanna think about if you're a hypermobile college student, if you're usually situated at a desk and you really don't need to move the machine a lot, or if you're gonna be out and about a lot, hustling around between classes and you want something that slips into a backpack super easily. Screen size is another factor. Depending on how versatile of a range of activities you're gonna be using this laptop for, you may or may not need more screen real estate, right? And of course, screen size is going to affect the portability element.
Hmm.
And then, of course, performance, right? Like, how hard are you going to be gaming on this thing? What is the balance of school activities and just daily driver tasks versus gaming are you going to be doing? And what kind of specs do you need for that?
Very good, very good. Obviously, all of these machines are very capable gaming machines, but we are going to dive in and we're going to start with, I guess, I think a lot of people, especially a student that may be bringing their device to school every single day. I lived in New York City where I commuted on foot, and it was really critical to make sure I didn't have this huge thing weighing me down that weighed a ton of weight. Nowadays, laptops can be so compact with yet so much power, and that's where the Zephyrus G14 stands out. 14-inch panel, beautiful device.
Yes, this is a great starting point. This is kind of a versatile all arounder that accomplishes just about anything and everything at the same time, weighing in at 3.31
It's
pounds,
so
right? So
light.
pretty light. Most people can carry that with ease, especially in a backpack. And at 14 inches, it's very thin too. At 14 inches, screen size, yeah, most backpacks, Australian man bags, hand purses, whatever you're going to put this thing in, it'll fit.
I love
Yeah,
it.
wide range. And and comes in 2 colors, so not only is it physically versatile in the sense that most people can carry it with ease, but the 2 different colorways it offers, Eclipse Gray or Platinum White, are both, they're sophisticated, they're one tone, and they are easy to blend into just about any environment, right? You can either have the RGB, the slash lighting on the lid going, or you can turn it off, so it will work in any environment. No one is going to look at you in a classroom with this thing and go, "That's a bit ostentatious." No one's gonna say that.
That is the
But
nice thing about the Zephyrus lineup is
yeah.
they are stealth gamer, if you will.
Exactly, they're stealth gamer, and if you want to go crazy, if you were, like, hanging out with your friends and, you're all proud gamers and you wanna throw on the slash lighting and have some crazy strobe lights going, you have that option. You got it built in.
Yeah.
So, versatile. It also has a Nebula display with OLED tech, so vibrant colors, rich contrast, just about anything you could want for either, basically watching YouTube videos, watching movies in your dorm, or of course, gaming, right? If you want the vibrancy that you need, the rich inky blacks or cinematic AAA stuff like
They're
Cyberpunk
gorgeous.
2077,
Yeah.
you've got that. Yeah.
Yep.
And this is important because this thing is super thin, 14 inches, it's very compact, but it's still a powerhouse, right? It can pack up to an RTX 5080
Yeah.
GPU. So just about any game you can think of, you throw this thing at it, it's gonna crush.
Now, we have a few different variants, just the overview of the specs here on the
Yes.
screen, and we're not going to dive into all of that details. This will vary based on the region as to which individual models are available. Some regions will carry more than others. Some regions will carry unique ones potentially that they chose as their build out. But yeah, like you said, up to a 5080, a lot of good power in these devices, and yeah, 14-inch panels on all of them.
Yep.
Really,
And
go ahead.
I was gonna say, as you were saying, a lot of different configurations. And if you maybe are looking for this incredible form factor and this balance of power and portability, but maybe your budget's a little tighter, you can always go with one of the lower end of the spectrum configs
Mhm.
that'll still provide you with enough gaming power to do just about whatever you want, while still not breaking the bank.
Yeah, considering this is a 14-inch panel, there's not anybody that I could imagine being disappointed with the performance on it because, like you said, up to a 5080, but 120 hertz refresh rate's going to feel really good on that Nebula panel. Yeah, that's the G14. This is kind of like the standard laptop portability pick that we recommend. Whitson
Yeah.
Gordon, he's typically on the show here with me. This is his favorite device, right? This is his laptop of choice. He likes to use it because it's comfy to use on the couch, on the go, carry it around, carry it with one hand, and really just bring it everywhere. That's his do everything device. And for years now, even since before he joined ROG, that's been his laptop, his go-to. So
This is in fact the laptop I'm using right now. I'm using a G14 for this stream. So if you guys are curious like what the webcam power of it is, because if you're a student, you're going to be doing a lot of Zoom calls, Google Meet stuff. This is the camera. This is the experience right
yeah,
here.
very cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep,
Let's
yep, yep.
shift over to a laptop that's a little bit more my speed personally. This is the Zephyrus G16. So the G14, 14 inches, G16, 16 inches. That's one of the things that differentiates it is just the size of the screen.
Yes, size of the screen, you're going to get an extra 2 inches of real estate for whatever you do, right? Whether you're just browsing, whether you've got multiple tabs open for a ton of different assignments, or if you just want extra screen real estate for your favorite game, you want to see an extra couple of inches in every direction, you've got the option. Um, and of course, being 2 whole inches bigger, it is slightly heavier compared to the G14, which is 3.31 pounds. The G16 goes up to 4.3 pounds, so an
Mhm.
extra pound, but it's a natural trade-off for such a mirror screen, right? And with a 16:10 aspect ratio, you're getting the widest view possible inside of a 16-inch screen.
Yeah, a little bit taller panel than normal, but when it comes to especially working in documents, any kind of
Yeah,
Word document, that real estate is really valuable. And in gaming, it will translate as well. But if you choose that you want to go down to that 16 by 9, if you're, say, a streamer, because these are really good machines for content creation, you could use this for design, you could use them for streaming, you could use them for video
yeah,
editing, all of those things. That extra real estate is something you can choose to use or not, because streaming, you typically want to lean towards 16 by 9.
exactly. But if you are, let's say, since we're talking about college students here, if you're doing a lot of art in whatever program you're in, that extra real estate goes the
It
distance. It
does.
makes a huge difference.
Yes.
And for a very negligible weight increase too. So it's still going to be easy to slide into your backpack. The form factor is still super convenient and slim, still portable.
Yeah. I think that's yeah, it really is surprisingly thin. These devices are like less than an
Yeah,
inch, what, 0.63 or something?
it's pretty tight. Like it is. It's yeah. It'll slide in just as easily as any thin notebook that you're putting in your backpack.
It's kind of awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. On to the next. Yeah.
Yeah, just real quick. One of the key differences with this too is just the 5090 GPU is the other thing I want to just point out that this does go a step above. The versions of the G14 only goes up to a 5080. This goes to a 5090 with a little bit more room in that device. Having the larger screen, there's a little bit more room for thermal cooling, so we can actually put in a larger chip in there. We can cool that a little bit better. Obviously it's still tough with such a light machine, but we can push all the way to the best laptop GPU you can get on the market today, and that's pretty insane. But just like
Good
with the
point. And that extra. Yep. I was
yeah,
going to say that extra horsepower is not only good for gaming, but again, since we're speaking about
rendering,
students here,
uh,
rendering any sort of AI tasks, assuming you're using that responsibly for school purposes. But that extra horsepower goes a long way in just about anything you're doing.
yeah. Custom RGB lighting with the keyboard. That's a good question. Yes, I believe all of these devices do have per key lighting on every single keycap. So you can go into our Armory Crate software and you can modify the lighting to be whatever you want it to be. I believe these are all per key lighting on these keyboards. I think that's standard for every ROG laptop at this point. Maybe with the Flow being the exception because the Flow is slightly different. It's technically a tablet, not a laptop. But we will talk about that
We will
in a
get
bit.
there.
Yeah, we'll
Yeah,
get there.
that's coming up.
Let's talk about the RGB King, the gaming king, the beast of the list. This is the ROG Strix Scar 18 for someone that just wants to play games as much as possible. So if you're saying, hey, son, hey, daughter, here's a beast of a gaming PC, have fun, right? It's good for everything, though, right?
Yes, it's good for everything. I mean, with the horsepower this thing's packing, this is our top of the line. This is the strongest laptop we offer in terms of overall performance, assuming you're getting the absolute highest configurations of it. It'll do anything you need. It will run any game you want. It will handle it all. Now, of course, with the incredible GPU, CPU, just the lineup of specs for this thing is nuts. With that, it is on the heavier side, clocking in at 7.28 pounds. So this is sort of a stationary laptop. If you spend a lot of your school day at a desk, or if you have a lot of online classes and you like to bounce between doing schoolwork and gaming, this is an ideal one. It's good to set down, and it's easy enough to bring anywhere you need, but it's not the ultra portable
Right.
option.
It
It's the
does
dedicated gaming
It
beast.
does fit in most
Yeah.
backpacks. I have
Yeah.
traveled internationally with one of these things. Back in the day, I used to travel with. I've talked about this on this show multiple times. Our older gaming laptops that were at this tier, the highest tier, we called them desktop replacements, and they weighed like 12 plus pounds. They were truly heavy, heavy, heavy devices. And when I went through customs and I went through TSA and I went through all of those things, it was it was a show because everybody was like, "What is this thing? Like, it's so heavy," and they would always scan it extra times, and they were just super cautious about it. That is not the case with these new Strix Scar devices. These are much more compact. They're much more lightweight. Yes, much bigger. It's a different class than the Zephyrus, but you get
Still
um
tolerable.
this
Yeah,
is
nobody's
yeah, this is the high end. I'm looking to be an esports athlete. This is the high end. I'm rendering lots of videos like constantly. If you're doing rendering, you're doing live streaming, this is going to have even more power than those other devices because the extra size of it allows us to bring a lot more cooling into it, which in turn turns into power, right? More cooling
Yes, between the
capability, more
GPU.
power.
Yeah, exactly. That's there you go with the RAM, the SSD capacity of this thing. I mean, truly, all of your needs, this will satisfy it. And the screen, we can't forget the screen. 240 hertz refresh rate, mini LED, 2.5K display. This thing is built to look incredible. It's got the refresh rate you need for esports games. It has the resolution and fidelity you need for AAA games. It covers all the bases. It's the ultimate all-rounder in
Yeah.
terms of power.
And this little video right here is super cool because we have made it so there's this toolless feature so you
Yeah.
can pull off the bottom and upgrade your hard drives, your M.2 drives, or your RAM in that machine very easily, making this the most easily upgradable laptop ever made.
Now, this is important. That detail, this is specifically for ROG Strix Scar and ROG Strix G Intel machines.
That is
2025
true.
Strix G and Scar models, Intel based, have toolless upgradability. So yeah, you just pop the bottom panel off with a latch, and you have instant access to the SSD and RAM for all of your tinkering and swapping and upgrading needs. Let's say the day comes that you need a little more RAM or more storage, right? Because games are getting huge, right? You have all the Call of Duties. That's a terabyte right there. You might need more storage, so we make it real easy to just pop open and swap.
So just to demonstrate how easy it is in person, you slide this over, it clicks, and then you just pull down, and then that's that. And you've got the bottom panel off your laptop. It's not going to happen accidentally, but it's super easy to do. And now you can just get into that device and upgrade it really, really easily. It's that simple.
Easy peasy.
Love that feature, man. It's so cool.
It's very cool, and the fact that it extends across both the Scar and the Strix G lines is nice. Gives everyone more choice for what they're looking for. Which,
Um,
on that note, should we move over to the Strix G16?
uh, I, yeah, we already did the G16.
All right. We briefly mentioned it. Did we cover just the fact that it's a little bit lighter than the Scar 18?
You mean the
Little.
G18 or G16? We talked about the Zephyrus G14. and then the Zephyrus G16.
Yes.
Oh, did you say Strix G?
Yes. Strix
My bad.
G16.
My bad. Yeah. I
Yes, yes, the product names, they get us all at
I
one
know.
point or
I
another.
know. Yeah.
Anyway, yes, so as we briefly just kind of partially segued into the Strix G16 talk, mentioning that Intel models do have that tool-free, bottomless panel removal technology.
Mhm.
Um, More than that, they also offer a slightly less expensive alternative if you don't need that ultra top of the line horsepower that the Scar 18 offers. Go with a G16 or a G18 to be a little more budget friendly. They're also a little bit lighter. The G16
Slightly,
clocks in
yeah.
at slightly, yes. G16 5.84 pounds. So getting closer to that ultra comfortability status that the Zephyrus holds, while still having an upsized power ceiling and the tool-free customizability and all those other perks that the um, Strix G and Strix Scar lines have.
Yeah. I'm just trying to maybe we'll just go to the gallery, even though I have a physical one right here. One of the things that separates them. So when you're looking at G16 and G18, again, G16 obviously lighter, obviously more portable. We're looking at the G16 image right there, but the G18, so this may be relevant for some majors more than others, and some people can live without numpads, and some people just can't. But the G18 does have a numpad, and I think that's actually something that, especially, and some people are just going to live by that, right? My wife and I are two people that we use it like a ton. She uses it for work. She uses it in spreadsheets, and that's just like what she does. I use it for games. So something to consider if you're on the fence about G16 or G18 or 16 inches versus 18 inches. That may be a relevant thing. But if you look on that screenshot, there is that digital numpad right where the trackpad goes, and that's something that you can enable. I don't think I can do it live right now. That's something you can enable in the top right corner of the trackpad. It turns the trackpad into a numpad. So there is a fallback, but it's not quite the same as having a standard numpad.
Good note. Good note. And that's the fun little distinguisher. Like you said, that might tip the needle for certain
For some
people.
people, it might.
Yeah.
Uh, but
And of course, as you can see, the RGB on the thing is insane. The full surround RGB light bar creates that sort of floating halo effect. If you are a style fiend, if you're obsessed with, color illumination and having flair, can't go wrong. Can't go wrong
let me
with the
actually
Strix G line.
let me actually boot this up because seeing it in an image is one thing, but seeing it live, did my battery die? Oh my god.
Oh, seeing it live is too good to be true. So I guess we're not doing that. No, I just
I'm salty. Well, so much for
that makes
that.
two of us. Yeah, well, you guys can imagine it. You've got the pictures here, and of course, there are other pulses where you've shown it off. Yeah.
Yeah, I just got this unit in
Okay.
today. Not the G. I don't think we've shown. Maybe we have.
Okay.
I don't think we've. I don't know. I can't remember. It's been a long time since we showed off the G16. At least 5 or 6 months.
Hmm.
But yeah, I've just
Well,
been.
at the very least, go to the ROG, go to the ASUS YouTube channel. We have
Yeah,
videos of this stuff. It's all there.
that's
You
true.
can see it.
It's
It's
true.
beautiful.
It looks great in the flesh. Basically, what I wanted to say is those kind of green looking keys are transparent, and when you change your RGB settings, the space bar and those transparent keys, it just looks really cool. It pops. It looks really interesting. It really has a nice, distinct look to it, and I was thoroughly impressed with the styling of that when I saw it in the flesh.
For sure. Yeah, for people who want an intersection of like esports grade power with a, comfortable weight as well as extraordinary style, the Strix G line's a pretty good intersection of all those things.
Yeah, but we
Yeah.
do have our outlier pick, our weird guy, the Flow Z13. Now, technically, this is a two-in-one. It's like a tablet laptop, right? That detachable keyboard being something that's unique to that. But yeah, let's talk about the Z13.
Yes. Now, the fun thing about the Z13, as you just mentioned, it's a two-in-one. It is the lightest of all the options we're going to discuss today, clocking in at 2.6 pounds. It is thin, it is light, it is even more portable than the Zephyrus. Um, and it still manages to be a proper gaming machine
Mm,
with its unique AMD Ryzen AI Max Plus 395 processor, which handles most AAA games quite well. So if you are a gamer who demands the absolute lightest unit to take with you to classes, if you want something that truly is, notebook sized that you can just pull out, especially if you're on the go, like constantly walking around with your laptop, and you want something that you can tap instead of type, this is the go-to.
good point. Touchscreen
Yeah.
is not
Yep.
something that all of these devices have, right? In fact, I believe this is the only
Exactly.
one.
Touchscreen with Gorilla Glass, so it can handle the abuse and the rigors of daily class life. Again, depending on your movement flow between classes and how you operate on a college day to day, that this might be the way to go. It's easy, like you said, fold out keyboard, just slam it closed, detach, whatever you need to do. Easy peasy.
Yeah. So this is our second iteration of the Z13 technically. There was a special edition in between the acronym one, but one of the main differences is this thing has crazy good battery life with that new AMD chip in there. It really makes a big difference to the battery life. So I'm super impressed. This is what I brought to Taiwan when we went about a month ago, where this was my single device for just work, for documentation, for gaming, everything, and it was a phenomenal experience in all of them. I played a ton of Clair Obscure on
Well,
it.
yeah,
Yeah, I played a lot of Clair Obscure on this and on the
nice.
new Xbox Ally that we have coming soon, TM. But yeah, between those two devices, it was honestly just like a super enjoyable experience. And we talked about just extreme portability. This thing is 13-inch panel, which is definitely big enough to like feel like a laptop. It and it's like, but it's also like a big tablet, right? It's not like
Yeah.
your average like my wife has an ebook. It's nothing like that. It's much larger than what you'd think of like, an 8-inch, 9-inch tablet. It feels substantial compared to that. So it's kind of cool. It's a very good airplane companion too. So if travel is
True.
something that you're into, this is like A plus.
You're looking for a machine that'll fit on that little fold-out tray without too much fuss. This is the
This is the
easiest
one.
option
It
of
fits
them all.
perfectly on
Yeah,
that,
that
actually.
or you go the extra mile and just go with an ROG Ally for truly easy in-flight entertainment.
That's true.
Although obviously, with the Flow Z13, you're going to get the full laptop experience at the same time.
Right. And technically, you could bring like a Bluetooth keyboard with your Ally. You could do that. That is a viable thing. But just someone just said, well, what about a bigger Flow? We do have the X16 that is still a product that you can get, which is similar to the Flow Z13. We have the Flow X16 that is an option. The Flow X16 is, as it suggests, a 16-inch panel. The keyboard does not detach, but it's folds. It's like a full transformation, so it flips all the way over. I have actually brought that in an airplane, and some American airlines have basically this little slot where you can slide like your phone or device in the back of it. And I actually folded the keyboard back into the back of the device and had this 16-inch panel on the back of the screen. And everybody on the flight was looking at me like I was a genius that just maximized. Like people were walking by just like as they were boarding the plane and deboarding the plane, just like, what the heck is that? I felt amazing. I played World of Warcraft in the air like the nerd that I am. But yeah, Flow series, there's a few options. We can actually kind of quickly just look at the tech specs of this one. And is it going to show me the X16 here? No, but we can get to the X16 page. Let's look at the whole
We
Flow
sure
series.
can.
Yeah. So
Yep.
X16, yeah, it's I guess we don't have a new version of it this year, but I think these are
No,
still
this is
available.
I mean, yeah, you can probably find them floating around
Yeah.
somewhere, and they do offer a unique proposition compared to the others in terms of that special blend of utility that each of our machines offers, in a different capacity.
Right.
But as a 2023 model, it is, on the way out
Yeah.
compared to the brand new 2025 Flow Z13.
Right.
So, yeah, for the latest features and support, you're going to want to opt for the latest Flow Z13. But
Agreed.
yes, there are certainly other things floating around out there. It's like we made these products and we were proud of them. There's no reason not to check them out if you're curious.
100%. 100%. Cool. Well,
Yeah.
I think that kind of highlights the different kind of use cases for college students as to what they might favor, whether it be full on power, productivity, or just portability. And yeah, lots of good stuff out there. But think that's going to do it for our main segment today. We didn't have a ton of questions in chat for this. So thank you for watching. Now, Pulse is a show that we do live every single Thursday where we dive into topics like this. Sometimes we have unboxings and like live full-on deep dives on individual products, from graphics cards to mice, keyboards, or just laptops. And yeah, we kind of just jam and have fun after that too. So the live stream will continue, but that's where the VOD's going to end. And we are going to next roll up with a giveaway of another $20 wallet voucher. Laptops.
Dude, yeah, no, that sounds great.
I saw
Chill
lots
for
of
$20 on this stream.
Strix fans in chat. Any Flow fans
Yeah.
in chat?
The ones who aren't saying anything, they're going with the flow. They're the fans. Nuclear Cowboy says, thanks, Robert. Aw, that's sweet. No problem, dude. Anytime. Got you covered.
Strix only. Oh. I mean, I get it. Chat, I did officially get my new Astral 5090 BTF installed, and I'm hyped. We'll be gaming with it tomorrow.
Round of applause for Jake.
When will the new X16 and 13 Duo be released? I have no info on that, guys. If we announced our stuff at, Computex, and we announced our stuff at CES, and that's what we've announced so far this year. That's all we have to share. Did I get the motherboard?
Yeah.
No, not yet.
Aw. Constantly.
Although they suggested they may send me the BTF motherboard, so if they do, then we'll have to do a build stream or something with it. I don't particularly want to rebuild my PC again, but we'll see. If they send me the
job,
I know, but if they send me the BTF motherboard, yeah, we're obviously going to do that, because such a cool technology. If you don't know what that means, basically, graphics cards have the pin connector on the front of it, or the side of it, that faces the side of your PC case, which is what I look at on the PC. And I've never liked dealing with that cable management. I always found it to be kind of awkward. But the BTF connector allows you to not use that cable at all. All of the power is coming straight from the motherboard with a special connector that is existing on this graphics card, and of course the compatible BTF motherboard. So you have the option to use it both ways. But yeah, how clean is it going to look without that cable? It's just so cool. We might play Firebreak next week. We'll see. There is a chance that we play Firebreak next week. Tomorrow will not be a Firebreak stream. Tomorrow will be either Dune or Clair Obscure. I still haven't finished Clair Obscure, Robert. Can you believe it?
I can't. Where are you at now? How far are you? I remember last time you were about to deal with the Paintress, right?
Yeah. I'm only a smidge past that. So yeah. It's
all right. Well, I'm excited for you. Rooting for you. I bet you can do it. I believe you can do it.
We'll see. We'll see if I have the will and power. Cool. We are going to do that giveaway. The keyword is going to appear in chat in just a second. I'll get you guys with the rules on this screen.
Make sure to have them 45 degrees to the left, counterclockwise, unreadable.
They're correct this time.
Okay. What's the magic word?
You're never going to guess it. I want you to try guessing it.
Oh, no. We're going to get banned from Twitch for this word, aren't we?
I hope not.
Okay.
Fishy. Seems fishy. Fishy in chat.
Safe choice.
We didn't go with moist. I thought about moist. Speaking of fishy,
people don't like to say that word, but they'll type it.
Don't be fishy. Enter with one account and one account only. Someone just got banned. They thought they had won a game key, but they multi-accounted.
Yeah. Well, I'll get you next time, Jake. It's going to work one of these times.
I think that's my favorite part though, is when someone wins a giveaway, and then we're like, nah, they think they've won.
Yeah, and then we pull a full Darth Vader. We've altered the deal. Yeah. Yeah.
uh,
Yeah. No, I love it when we Lando someone. It's very good.
the best. All right,
Anyway,
let's draw our winner. It is M_NT13.
let's go.
Congrats, friend.
$20 Games Planet voucher will get you a little over 1/3 of Stellar Blade on Games Planet.
Have you been playing that?
Massive coupon. Yeah. Oh, you bet. You bet. I'm a gamer. I'm a ROG dog, dude. If I'm not playing Stellar Blade, what am I playing?
What does a ROG dog sound like?
I can't make that noise on stream. It's my job. So yeah, but it's a gamer noise. I'll trust you can figure it out.
Kind of like chuffing. Okay. Congrats. We got your Discord ID. We're getting it logged up in here.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's giveaway number 1 in the Bagarino. Boom. What's next? I'm going to tell you what's next.
Yo, chat gets it. Chat knows what's up with Stellar Blade. They're like, oh, that game? Yeah. I'm so excited. Like I said, you can't play it because you're a father now.
Yeah, I'm not allowed. Man.
Yeah, you're out.
Man.
Sorry.
Man.
Not sorry.
All
right.
I have decisions as to which game I play next. It's crazy. I've had like this backlog of like I must do this, and I got my hands dirty with Dune last Friday, and I'm like, kind of want more of that sand in my mouth. I kind of want more of that sand in my mouth. That was quite, I quite liked what I played of Dune so far. So there's a chance. I think I read Fish and Chill. Oh, I want Fish and Chips now. There's a chance that Dune Areno is our game for tomorrow. There's a chance I play Claire Obscura. Maybe I should just let you guys vote in chat right now. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. Democracy in this economy.
I haven't played Dune at all. What do you do? Do you harvest water in that game? What do you do in that game?
You harvest water. That's it. And by water, I mean blood.
Is that actually a part of it? Okay.
Actually, yes. So it's a survival game. You kind of are, you run around. You ever play Valheim or anything like that?
Yeah, a little bit.
Got a pretty similar flow to Valheim where there's mining and collecting resources and staying hydrated and so on. You build a base and then you run around and you basically are teching up. So you're going to build a fabricator to be able to craft gear. You're going to be able to build like a smelter of sorts that's going to create ingots. And then you're going to craft new stuff from that. But you also have to just like siphon blood from people and then put it in a different machine to render it. So every time you kill someone, you loot them and then you suck all their blood out and you put it in a blood bag and you bring in that blood bag and you turn it into water. It's pretty savage. But like that's kind of how Dune is, right? So it's quite fun, but it's got a very similar scaling and cadence to Valheim. But then it's a third-person shooter with skills and clans and PvP and stuff too, because it is an MMO. So it's kind of cool. It's a pretty interesting execution of an MMO.
Neat.
What was I doing? Oh, I was starting a poll.
Yeah, you're starting a poll. Some people in the chat are still worked up about Stellar Blade. You know, the coolest thing about being a PC gamer is that you can mod games, right? We have Nexus mods. We have Game Banana. We have all these great modding tools. Not going to say for what game specifically, but I am playing Stellar Blade right now, completely unrelated. Thank you, Zenbo. Chat gets it. Chat is cool. They know what's up. They know the fun of gaming on PC. They understand the appeal.
Is Stellar Blade? I mean, I know nothing about this game. Is it a good game for stream?
I certainly think so. I think it's, in fact, I think it'd be extraordinarily popular on stream. Good is a fluid and amorphous term, but definitely it would be an attractive game for stream. People would tune in. It's kind of like Bayonetta, if that gives you any indication of what's going on.
I played the first Bayonetta like 10 million years ago, but cool. I'm just gonna do the
or Nier Automata. You know?
Okay. I'm just gonna do the poll in Twitch. There.
Ooh. YouTubers have been silenced.
Well,
Ouch.
fine, I'll do it in YouTube as well. I wish it was easier to do it in both.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the hard thing about being fair and equitable, Jake. It's not meant to be easy. It's meant to be
Democracies
good.
are so hard.
He's trying to pull a Palpatine over here. Stellar, Arthur, I don't think it has autoplay, but it does have combo assist if if you get a little over encumbered.
Okay, poll on YouTube launched.
Nice. Nice. Good choice, Jake. I didn't see that third option. Let's go. Oh, you guys are in for a treat tomorrow.
Democracies, man. I mean, there's still 3 minutes. Stellar Blade Dune and Expedition 33, which is like, I don't know, I'm probably 70% done with or something.
Oh, you're closer than that. I think you have 2 hours left. Maybe. It depends if you like speed run it. If you're like taking your time and really soaking in the sights, then maybe more, but it's like a snowball thing. You know what I mean? You're at the start of the avalanche before all the snow collapses.
You're planning on getting a Strix Scar 16 RTX 5090 Intel. Yeah, that'll definitely fit in your backpack. That's a beast of a machine. You will be able to do literally anything that any desktop could do with that machine. That's the point, right? The Strix Scar series is our highest end. The Scar 18, I think you're right on choosing the 16 if you're worried about being able to put that in your backpack, because the Scar 18 would squeeze in some bags, but I don't know what the weight differential is between the 16 and 18. I'd assume it's a pound or two. 16 would definitely be more comfortable, and that seems like a really good choice. Yeah, nice, dude. Firebreak looks fun. I think we will try to check that out next week if we can do that, but we'll keep you guys posted on that front. How much time we got left on this? Okay, about less than a minute, about 30 seconds or so it looks like left.
Just enough time to rig the poll even more.
Right now, Stellar Blade has a pretty strong lead on the Twitch side, and then on the YouTube side, Stellar Blade is 60%.
Results speak for themselves, dude.
Yeah.
ROG dogs know what they want.
ROG dogs want Stellar Blade.
They want action.
Okay.
They want excitement.
Polls are closing. Okay, 60% say Stellar Blade on Twitch. And
yeah, Zenbo, rise up, fellow gamers.
On YouTube,
translating your message.
69% say Stellar Blade on YouTube.
Oh,
so
it's poetic.
Nice. Okay, Stellar Blade is our game for tomorrow. It's on Games Planet, right?
Yeah, it is.
Okay, all right. Screw it. Maybe we'll give away some Stellar Blade game keys tomorrow while we're at it.
That's a brilliant idea.
I'm gonna make it rain. We're gonna do some Stellar Blade game key giveaways tomorrow on top of it. Cool. Okay. Well, before we wrap things up today, we are going to jump and just dive through our ROG roundup, and then we'll do another giveaway. ROG roundup is everything from, news to deals that may interest you on our ASUS store. Boom. I'm saying boom because I'm actually like trying to get to the right scene, and I'm like,
Taking your word for it. I'm watching the stream on a couple seconds delay with all the viewers, so
nice.
I'm getting the same experience.
Oh no, I never restarted my virtual cam for you. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I tried to flag his attention stream, but he was focused on you guys because he's a giver. He loves you.
You can call me out live on air, brother. That's fine.
I would never.
You should.
I been doing that actually for the past half hour. Anyway.
Yeah, that's true. That's science. Okay, so we are going to look at some of the best deals available right now. This is the Z1 version of the Ally, $50 off, $449. Really solid deal there for the Ally. Phone 8 still on sale as well. We talked about these the last couple of weeks, $300 to $250 off. These are honestly almost identical to the Phone 9, which is the newest ROG phone. I have a Phone 8 right here. They are phenomenal devices. One of the things that separates this from, say, like an iPhone or even like a Pixel or like a Galaxy or these have double USB ports, which again, these are built for gamers, right? And we have a USB port on the bottom, and then we have a USB port on the side. So if you're playing landscape, you're charging at the bottom rather than some awkward charger poking out of the side where your hand is. And there are air triggers built in, so you actually have additional buttons. There's sensors that read your index fingers as inputs, and it's a really innovative, cool thing. So if you're interested in the phone, these deals are phenomenal, and they are tuned for gamers. Accessory side, we do have some decent deals here. I mean, Raikiri, that's $30 off. That's a good deal. $70 for a premium controller with sweet RGB and LCD display that's customizable in the front. Has the back paddles that a lot of people like. Oh, sorry, that's the Raikiri, and that's the Raikiri Pro. So it doesn't have the paddles. My apologies. My apologies. I sometimes forget that we have two versions. As
A lot of options.
as evidence
Something
shows.
for everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And $40 off the AIM Lab edition of the Harp Ace. This is a really good esports mouse, lightweight. We just did a mouse show a couple weeks ago, Robert, and I think that's a great price. TKL keyboard. This is the 10 keyless keyboard, so it has all the keys almost. Really, really nice prices on that stuff. Few other things to highlight. If you're looking for a display, we have $100 off. This is the Strix XG32WC-MS, which is a larger panel. This is like a 32-inch panel, so this would be ideal for a single monitor setup. I don't personally recommend doing multiple displays with 32 inches. I find it doesn't work for me. Maybe it works for you. It doesn't work for me. But it's 1440p, and this is a 280 hertz display. To get a 280 hertz display for $350 on a 32-inch panel is insane.
Madness.
And this is going to pair great with like a 4080, 5080, probably even a 4070 or 5070, all right? Because the 1440p gaming is very accessible, and especially if you're playing games like shooters, League of Legends, whatever, you'll definitely get pushing up towards that 280 hertz refresh rate.
For sure. Frame rates will be through the roof. And if you have one of the later graphics cards out there, 50 series, and you've got the benefits of NVIDIA DLSS 4, you got the multi-frame gen going on. I mean, seriously, frame rates and resolution, the combo is insane. You can go to sky highs now. You know what I mean? We're talking triple digits at 2K, 4K, whatever you want.
Jiggles for all. What is tomorrow's stream going to be? You have a 55 and a 32 inch, 55 curved and 30. That's mad. I don't even know. Like, I got dual 27 inches, and for me, that's perfect. It's chef's kiss. This is what I should have.
Wow.
But that's madness. Okay. Another sale, $200 off the Strix G16. This is last year's model. This is probably the best laptop sale we have right now, but that's a $1,600 device that honestly, like, the body of this is the same as this year. So or almost the same. What is the...
Well, the Intel model is different because of the toolless upgradability. But beyond that, you're getting a similar experience.
Yeah.
Similar.
Pretty similar. It doesn't have the full wrap RGB. I don't think it has the front.
Full surround RGB lighting. Yeah, that's also new.
So
actually, the 2025 model is pretty nifty in terms of the tool upgrade. But
performance-wise, they're pretty like similar. This is a 4060, so this is the lower end of the spectrum when it comes to overall graphics power, but it's still a very I mean, the price reflects what it is. $1,600, amazing device for that price.
Exactly. And at 40 series, you're still going to get a lot of NVIDIA's latest, AI frame boosting.
Yes, exactly.
Upscaling and whatnot. Yeah.
Yeah, like the 4X frame gen on the new DLSS is insane. So
you can get some mileage.
Big mileage. Cool. Okay. Those are the big deals I wanted to highlight this week, but let's talk about some of the gaming stuff happening. Robert, I don't know if you know, but I'm like a huge Warcraft fan, and this just makes me happy that basically these old Warcraft games are getting added to Game Pass, and new generations could potentially stumble into them and fall in love with them, because these games are pretty old, right? When did War 3 come out? Like over
before
20?
I was born.
Maybe.
At least some of them. Probably the first Warcraft.
Oh, yeah, they definitely did. Yeah, the first Warcraft definitely came out before you were born. But War 3 is what I grew up on. I was playing that in the early 2000s. So it probably came out in like 2099, 2000, maybe 2001. I don't actually know the release date of these games.
And the Menace year? I view everything in terms of Star Wars release dates, so a little fuzzy on this, but Anyway, so you give us a sales pitch for Warcraft since you're such a massive Warcraft enthusiast. Can you like, as someone who's never touched it, can you like explain to me in one sentence why I should go and play this right now on Game Pass?
I feel like Warcraft 3 in particular was one of the first games I ever played that had like this really gripping storyline with voice acting. That was not super common back then, right? This had full voice acting with all the main characters, had a great storyline, and it was, you got to play all these different races. Because I played a lot of RTS as a kid. It was pretty fun genre, but this made the RTS world feel super alive. But I think the other side of it here is just, people are familiar with the World of Warcraft, and it's obviously the same world, right? These are all the same characters, the same heroes that in World of Warcraft, like Thrall and Jaina and Arthas and all of them. They're all going to be like the main heroes in that narrative.
What about the pandas?
The pandas?
I know World of Warcraft had pandas.
Mists of Pandaria is an expansion in World of Warcraft at some point. Chen Stormstout is the one panda that you encounter that is playable with the Horde. I think he's friends with Rexxar in Warcraft 3, so I think he's in some missions.
Oh, Rexxar, of course.
Yeah, Rexxar is a half ogre, half orc beast master that has a pet bear named Misha. He's a homie. He's a homie. Yeah,
I can see why you'd like him. Yeah,
who wouldn't?
Also, let's not forget. Speaking of Game Pass releases, if I'm not mistaken, Crash Bandicoot 4 is on this list. Yeah. I'm pretty sure yes, it's right there. If you guys want a absolutely nails tough platformer and just want to like smash your head through the screen, having a good time, but also in great pain, it's the way to go. I love that game. I spent an absurd amount of time getting every single clear gem and just getting my ass kicked. So it's a great way to go.
It's a good time. Sounds fun.
Yeah. You're gonna need a Raikiri Pro for that one.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. Obviously, Firebreak, it's here in Game Pass. I'm very excited to check this out. You said you might check it out later tonight, even.
Oh yeah,
looks like a fun
installed.
Game. Yeah, it's installed.
Rematch, if I'm not mistaken, that's from the Sifu guys. They're going from Kung Fu to soccer, a natural progression that everyone saw coming.
I mean, Kung Fu and soccer go hand in hand. Have you ever seen Shaolin Soccer?
No.
It's a great movie.
I'm sorry.
You should be watching Shaolin Soccer.
I didn't even know it was a movie until you just said that.
Yep. Great film. Cool. Okay. Moving on to Prime Gaming. Looks like we got Tomb Raider 1-3 remastered, Saints Row, some of the new games. Star Wars Rebellion. I've never even heard of this game.
Yeah, these are classics, I'd imagine.
Oh my God. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. Good old days. What? We got Carrie Fisher on stream. Now that's a catch. By the way, Nuclear Cowboy, I think he's mentioned in the ROG Discord. I think that's a tacit reference to the Battle Station channel in our Discord. So if you guys have sick rigs that you like to show off, if you got a super ROG decked out Battle Station and you want to post up there, please do so. Once in a while, we actually highlight them on the site. Like a couple months ago wrote a little write-up highlighting some of the coolest ones that you guys have posted up there. So you might end up on TV.
Yeah, there's a lot of cool.
Not to derail us.
No, there's a lot of cool builds on here. Where's that 32-inch and that 55-inch side by side? Where's that pick?
Evidently, it's probably on that channel. # Battle Stations.
I don't see no Cowboys.
Back to Star Wars. Is that a little C-3PO in the corner? What's going on there?
It totally is.
Nice.
We don't know if it's C-3PO. It could just be a random protocol droid, but the fact that R2's there in the center, I would assume that it's C-3PO.
Yeah, I don't know. Are you familiar with Star Wars? It's C-3PO, dude. Like, I know there are other ones out there, but like, what's making it to the game? Let's not kid ourselves.
His color looks a little pale, but I just think it might be the old.
Maybe he got polished off.
He does. He does. His color actually changes in different parts of the story because he gets beaten up quite a few times. So
he gets grimy.
Grimy. Speaking of grimy, Epic Game Store is here with the operation. I don't know what the segue.
What does that mean?
I don't know. I'm
okay.
Just trying to use that as a segue.
Sponsorship's over. Anyway.
No.
Yes, the operator. I don't know that box. I don't know what that game's about. It looks like the Stanley Parable sort of like vibe-wise from that image, but I doubt that's what it is.
Oh, Stellar Blade's here.
Yes, Stellar Blade most certainly is. Your tomorrow is going to be a blast. Yeah, not suitable for all ages, dude.
Chat,
But then
you said it
you-
was a good stream game.
I mean, yo, you play Last of Us Part 2 on stream, and we all remember that scene. So come on. Like this is nothing compared to that. We're good.
I'm afraid.
Afraid that you're gonna have too good of a time. Yeah.
Bust out the NSFW tag. I think when you choose the game in the category for like YouTube and Twitch and stuff, it actually will put the age restriction on there. So there's that. But
if it's so unsafe for work chat, then why is Jake playing it for work, and why am I writing about it for work? Like let's think this over real quick.
this is a comment in chat. It is butt. BUTT. It is butt. The game is butt. Good.
That's like new slang for beautiful. It's an abbreviation, kind of like saying like like cuz instead of cousin.
Okay.
It's just shorthand. Yeah.
Looking at Games Planet, we've got some nice deals here. Outlaws is 54% off. I actually really liked Outlaws. Thought it was a lot of fun.
Me too, dude. I genuinely, it brought me back to the whole Ubisoft sandbox thing. Like I'd taken a hiatus, then I got back in. It just the eye for detail, like the way that the planets are so richly textured, and like the wind effects on the wheat fields and that opening planet. It's crazy.
It's alive.
The fidelity.
Right.
Yeah. It's breathing.
And I was really stoked when they did a patch update that made it so that stealth is less required, because I'm not much of a stealth gamer on average. So that was a really welcome update for me personally. But
Jake is loud and proud.
Fat Shark promo, Dark Tide, Vermintide, a lot of these Warhammer games.
All the tides. Riptide, Low Tide.
Yeah. Moontide.
Again. Many other games. Man of Medan.
Yeah, there's
story
nothing
games.
huge.
Trains.
Stellar Blade. It's there again. The Altars is another game that I've been looking at as another stream potential. I've heard good things. It's a single-player survival game as far as I understand it. I'm a big fan of the survival genre as a whole, but that's something that's up there.
I saw someone describe it as a playable version of Mickey 17. So if anyone saw that movie, that's something.
Huh. I have not seen that movie.
Missing out.
Anything?
Quirky and fun.
Rogue Trader update. I'm just looking at the coming soon.
Gotcha. Zenbo, I saw your recommendation in chat. I'm jotting that down. He's just recommending some other games that ROG Dogs might be interested in, evidently. It's throwing for anyone on Twitch. Just, yeah. Anyway.
Alrighty. We are going to go ahead and do our
another giveaway?
Final giveaway of the day.
Wow. Infinite money.
Make it rain.
Yeah.
We did fishies. The natural progression. New keyword coming into chat for a $20 wallet voucher. Sharks. Sharks.
Okay. All right. Sea themed today.
It's like 90 degrees out today, and I right after lunch, I bought my daughter a little kiddie pool. Slapped her in the kiddie pool with a bunch of. It was really fun. It was really enjoyable. First time she's ever done that, so that was fun. So I'm thinking about the beach, I guess. It's a mood. It's a mood.
Gotcha.
Summer is here. 90 Fahrenheit outside today. Yeah.
Ooh, 90.
90
Ouch.
Fahrenheit. It's hot. Yeah.
Who let that happen?
I don't know. Global warming.
You think ROG Dogs are afraid of the ozone?
No, we're not.
Think that phases us? We have AC. We're indoors. Come on, man.
Amen.
Yeah. Big ups for introversion. Hiding and playing games.
The good life.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Sharks in chat. Entries are just about closed. Yeah, I think they just, we can no longer enter the raffle. Alrighty, we're going to draw our winner. It is Rayfield on Twitch. Rayfield, congrats on winning a $20 wallet voucher to us.gamesplanet.com. Please provide your Discord ID and make sure you're in the ROG Discord server to claim your voucher. Rayfield on
Incredible
Discord.
victory.
What a guy. Real easy.
Well done, Rayfield. No one ever doubted you. No one even had a chance.
In case you're not familiar, we send the prizes out about a week later. Wednesdays is giveaway prize delivery day. So next Wednesday, we will whisper you on Discord. But again, please make sure you're in our server. Otherwise, we won't be able to find you and whisper you. But I think that's going to do it for us here today, Robert. I promised you we would end early, but we rambled about Stellar Blade and...
I mean, yeah, really, this worked out for the stream chat. Had we not rambled so much, you wouldn't be playing the best game of all time tomorrow.
Wow, so, all time? Is this actually like in your top list? Is this like game of the year contender for you? Like where's
it's in my top list of Bayonetta, Nier Automata waifu simulators, probably.
So we're talking about like fast-paced hack and slash waifu action. That's what's happening tomorrow.
There you go. Yeah, 100%. 100%. Yeah, the physics are crazy. The budgets are big. It's a good game.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
OST of the year contender. All right, so we're gonna be vibing tomorrow.
Oh yeah, no, it's got some sick like jazz pop.
I just put on my sweatpants and like become that gamer and have a good day. Okay. All right. Well, Baby Got Back, and we'll open the stream with that song. That'll go good with the DMCA. Guys, we will be back tomorrow with Stellar Blade game key giveaways. Until next time, GG's. We'll see you later.